Welcome to a new episode of TECHDISC Tuesday. If this is your first time tuning in, I'd recommend checking out our first episode right over here. In the last episode, we let our stocks fly. We came back home, we plotted everything out, and we noticed that there may be a few holes. That brings us to this new episode. In this episode of TECHDISC Tuesday, we're going to be adjusting the power on both of our stock shots. We're going to add a more powerful throw and a less powerful throw. Let's get into it. So now that we've all worked on our regular counterclockwise and clockwise spinning stock shots, I want us all to work on developing two other powers that make sense to us. So judge what you think the stock shot is power-wise. For me, I thought it was around 70% was what was comfortable for me, for both my lefty and my righty. And then choose two powers that you think make sense that you're able to tell your body to do every time. So try to keep the hyzer stats the same, and obviously the speed will change. So for the stock shots that I've been throwing, I've been probably putting in around 70% effort. Starting off the day today, I've got a category of 50% righty power shots. They're coming in at a speed around 50 miles per hour, a hyzer around 20, which is what I was going for, and spin around 1,000. Going into the righty stock shots, these were clocking in around 60 and closer to 14 hyzer. Into the righty 85% shots today, I was averaging about 66, and the hyzer just dropped down to about 10. One thing I noticed, which was consistent across my clockwise and counterclockwise spinning shots today, was as I threw harder, the hyzer degree came up as well, or rather lowered down to more flat. Lefty 50% shots today, 47 miles per hour, 36 on the hyzer. Stock shots for lefty came in a little slower today, 54 and almost 30 on the hyzer. And then the lefty 85% power shots. These I had to put together some of the best in my rather larger session. I'm not too sure how many went into this, but probably a good 10 throws of maybe 30. And they came out to be about 62.4 at 12 degrees of hyzer. So kind of the immediate thing I learned today is that I need to do some more work on my lefty to create a bigger and consistent separation from the stock shot. Because in days past, as you can see down here, my stock lefty has been closer to 57, 58. And today it was kind of dropped down. And one of the reasons for that was to allow for more of a ceiling above it. And then you can see the lefty 50%, also a little bit below the righty 50%. So I think in a dream world, I'd be able to control the hyzer to keep it. What I'm aiming for now is around 20 on the right. And it's looking like I want to do more than that on the left, but I still want to try to get it to about 20 on the left and have the speeds somewhere between 50 for 50%, 60 for stock, and be able to get both of these shooting about 66 miles per hour or 65 miles per hour for the 85% pull. So I'm going to keep working on these things. Another thing I'm going to show you while we're in the app here is how I put these throw sets together. Switching over to the throws page first, you'll have a list of all your throws. These are in, by default, the order that they were last thrown. And then you can use this lovely set of filters to kind of break stuff down. So say I wanted to go for just today. This is something I commonly do. And then maybe I just want to see the backhands. I can do something like that. And maybe I want to sort by speed. So say I want to make a group of 5 of the latest, or rather highest backhands on the day. I can do that. And then I'll go ahead and call this just like that. And then if I go back to throw sets, that's going to be my most recent throw set. And it's going to average everything together as shown. This concludes this week's episode of TECHDISC Tuesday. For homework this week, we're going to be wanting to really hone in on these 3 shots for each spin. So we're going to have one between maybe 45, 55%. We're going to have a stock shot between 65, 75%. And we're going to have a bigger pull between, I'd say, 85 and 90%. We're going to get those tuned in on a certain hyzer and a speed, get them consistent, and we're going to be letting them fly like we did in last week's episode. Until then, keep on throwing, and we'll catch you in the next episode.